Welcome back to the Entrepreneur Mindset Podcast. Today, we are starting a brand new series that I'm really excited about. We are going to talk about what to do when you don't know what to do next in your business, because we have all been there. The fact of the matter is that sometimes the next steps aren't clear. There are a lot of right next steps. If you're anything like me, you have an entire whiteboard full of next steps. And there are a lot of steps that could be right. You aren't sure though. And maybe there are probably some steps that you feel like you really want to take, but there's a little piece of your gut that's saying that's the wrong next move. So we are going to, over the next 4 episodes, be breaking down what to do when you don't know what to do next. All right, so let's think about a time when you are looking at your balance sheet and it's not what you want for your business. I am talking with a lot of coaches and course creators right now who are saying, I need to bring in X number of clients this year. I need to launch this course or that course. I need to. And they're telling me the outcome that they need to get to. But what's unclear, they're super clear in their goal, but what's unclear is what steps they need to take to get there. And what happens is when you are unsure of the steps, you remain paralyzed. And when you remain stuck in not knowing exactly where to go next, you stay stuck. Nothing happens. Nothing changes. Have you ever been there before? Can you relate? I know that I have certainly been there. In the last year, I've been revamping my offerings and I was thinking about what I wanted to do, and it felt like there were so many things to do to make this shift in my offers, and I didn't know what to do next. And a lot of this comes down to mindset. And the first piece of the mindset that I want to talk about today is the fact that we have to let go of everything being done by a certain time or done in a certain order. And why I say this is that there will always be a reason not to launch something or to make the offer because you need to do something else first. How many times have you said, well, I need to do this first. I just need to get that done and then I can. I just need to revise that email sequence one more time. I need to rewrite that email one more time before I send it off to my potential collaborator. It's mindset. The question becomes one of mindset. Who told you that you actually had to have that done in order for the next step to happen? Who said you had to revise it before you could send it? Who said you had to revise it? A lot of times in school, we're taught that you must do this before that. Think about the fact that you go through grade 1 before grade 2 before grade 3. Think about math. We have pretty please, my dear Aunt Sally. How many times did you repeat that to yourself when you were working those math problems? Because in math, you have to do things in a specific order, right? If you try and add and subtract before you take care of your parentheses and your powers and all of the things, you're not going to get the right answer. But in entrepreneurship, the rules are not clear-cut like that. It is not like the math equation where if you do addition and subtraction before the other stuff, before you take care of the parentheses, and you'll get the wrong answer. In entrepreneurship, that simply isn't the case. There are a lot of different paths to get to where you want to be. And this week, where we're thinking a lot about mindset and what to do when you don't know what to do next, my invitation to you is to choose something. Just choose something. There is not a right or wrong answer here. It's simply a next step. And from there, you take another next step. I say this because in one of our Coaching Hive Elite calls, we had a peer mastermind. It was a peer mastermind call. And I love these calls because what happens is everyone brings their struggles, their challenges, something that they need feedback on. And we brainstorm together and help the person to get to that next step. And what often happens is, well, I'm okay right now, but I'll tell you what I'm working on. And all of a sudden, the challenge pops out and the comment of, okay, Maybe we could actually talk about this. I could use help with this. And in the course of this particular conversation that I'm thinking of, a coach was sharing about how many more clients they would like to see this year to really make some good revenue goals. But as we dug deeper, it was more about the feeling of making progress in their business and being able to grow the business, not just kind of sustain where the business was. And so the easy question was, okay, what's going to take you there? What step do you need to take? Because a lot of times, even just asking yourself, what step could I take right now, can unlock you. It can unlock what needs to happen. But there's also a span of time where it can create freezing. And in this case, the conversation, the momentum just froze. They said, I'm not sure. I don't know what to do next. And so the answer was really simple. Who do you know that you can talk to? If we have a coach who's trying to create more connections, who's trying to bring in more clients to their business, the easy answer is, who do you know that you can talk to? And I had a call exactly like this with another coach in the same week, and it went much the same way. I don't know what to do. I know I need to get some more paying clients. And it was, who can you talk to that's already interested? Or who can you talk to that you have a great relationship with? Someone who you can say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Do you have any ideas of who I might reach out to or who might be looking for this type of coaching? So my point in telling you all of this is when you don't know what to do next, first, it's a mindset thing. Release that there is a right next step. It's just a next step. There's no right or wrong here. The second thing is to take action. I have a sticky note on my desk that says take action, any action. And I would say, we can talk about that. I don't think it's any action, but the key here is to take action. And the easiest way to take action in growing your business, building your business, getting a better understanding of your ideal client, understanding better what goes into your coaching framework or your course outline is to talk to people. Reach out to someone that you already know and say, here's what I'm doing. Do you know anyone who might need these services? What have you been thinking about? What are you interested in? What are they interested in? I'm doing this course. Would you like to collaborate? Reach out to the people that you know. Use those networks. And this is why networking is so important in business. It is a lot of times people go, oh, I hate networking. But I was reading an email this morning from a colleague, and he said that when he first got started in business, he went to a conference and it was full of entrepreneurs. And as an introvert, during breaks, the normal gut reaction is to go find a corner and try and decompress a little bit, right? But as an introvert, he also realized he needed to get out there and just push himself. So he tried to circulate as much as possible during the breaks and talk to as many people as possible, understand what they were doing, and share what he was doing. He was networking. And as an entrepreneur, we have to always be looking for those ways to increase, improve, and deepen our network. So with all of this in mind, let's keep a few things front and center today. First, embrace the unknown. A few of your hearts just shriveled and you went, but as an entrepreneur, there's no set path. It's critical to go ahead and accept that there's going to be uncertainty. This is a hard one for a lot of people, including myself, because as an entrepreneur, you're taking some risks, and I happen to be risk averse, so it's particularly challenging. Please know that I'm not offering this suggestion without knowing that I have to do it myself. It's unsettling to embrace the unknown because a lot of times we're thinking about paying bills, making our business a success, replacing income, paying that mortgage, whatever it is, saving for retirement, being able to support someone else, whatever it looks like. But that uncertainty is actually a place where growth can happen. Think about that for a second. The uncertainty is where growth can happen. You can acknowledge that you're unsure, that you're uncertain of the next step, and then recognize that this can actually lead to clarity. And that clarity can help highlight what you need to learn, what skills you need to acquire, what tools you need to get, what systems you need to put in place. That lack of knowing can actually push you forward because now you are actively pursuing knowledge and action. Now, I told you a minute ago that I have a sticky note on my desk. It says, take action, any action. And I said, there's a little bit of a caveat here. It would be nice if we could just take any action, but you do still need to be thoughtful. So here's my recommendation for you, especially if you're struggling with what is the next step. And maybe you're doing that mindset work and you're feeling a little bit better about being unclear, but now you do have to actually do something. One of my favorite ways to get out of that inaction and take a meaningful action, so take action, a meaningful action is probably a better way to say it, is to use John Lee Dumas's approach to goal setting and planning. He focuses on 100 days. What do you want to have happen at the end of 100 days? Then he breaks it down into 10-day segments. I love this because thinking about the 100-day goal is big. It can feel overwhelming. It can feel like, how in the world am I supposed to get there? But you can think about your next 10 working days. Here are the things I'd like to accomplish in the next 10 working days that are designed to help me get to that 100-day goal or goals. Then you take that 10-day segment and break it down into 3 micro goals per day. This keeps things moving. It keeps things manageable. It keeps things enjoyable. And you always have a meaningful step to take because you've broken it down. Isn't it interesting to think about what to do next and feeling frozen is really a mindset thing? It truly is. We can tell ourselves, I don't know what to do. There's so much to do. How could I possibly know what to do, what to write? I don't know. I'm just getting started. That's a mindset thing. Let that go. Every day as you sit down to do your work and you think, okay, what should I do today? It becomes, all right, here are my goals for my 100 days and my 10-day goal. Here are the things that I need to work on. Great, I'll choose one of these. It makes it so much simpler. It changes how you talk to yourself. It changes how you think about your business. And that is where you can then start taking meaningful action. And speaking of action, your action item for today is to think about where you want to be in 100 days. We are more than 100 days out from the end of the year, but I still like thinking about it. Just give yourself a little bit of extra time. Say, by the end of the year. Then I want you to list the things that you think need to happen to get you to that 100-day goal. If you are launching a course, you need to have some lead magnets to get some lead generation happening. You need to be growing that email list and nurturing them. You need to be getting on ideal client calls to understand what their pain points truly are, what they're doing now that's not working, what they'd like to try, where they're getting stuck. You need to be creating your course outline and the deliverables and thinking about how your client's life will be different as a result of your course. You want to be setting up a basic sales page so that you can launch to a beta group of course testers. Notice nowhere did I say record all of your course materials because if you are creating a course, I'd love for you to actually create that course in tandem with your beta users because they're going to be able to give you great feedback each week as you live launch essentially your course. If you are creating a coaching program, much of the same things go into play. Ensuring that you are networking, building your email list, lead generation. So having those lead magnets that directly play into your entire coaching program. For instance, one of the things that I work with one-on-one with my clients is to create a lead generation funnel. We talk about lead magnets, the email sequence, the landing page, everything that goes into this, talking about it on social media, your email list, all of the things. So one of my lead magnets is, how do you create a lead magnet? Right? So it funnels straight into my coaching program because if someone says, great, give me that lead magnet checklist and workshop, and they say, you know what, I just need more help. I need one-on-one help. Great, I have that inside the coaching program. So you want to make sure that your lead generation is really funneling into whatever it is you're selling, whether it's a coaching program or a course or something else. Okay, so the point here is that you want to choose something to work on today. that's going to help you get to the 100 days. So back to your action item. We diverged briefly. Back on track here. Action item for today. Think about where you want to be in 100 days. Then I want you to list the things that you need to have happen in order to get you to that 100-day goal. That's where we diverged into some ideas. Okay, with all of that in mind, start organizing the tasks that you've written down into like tasks, things that are similar or that go together. This is a fantastic activity for an empty wall and a stack of sticky notes. You can move things around. That tactile just process keeps you thinking, it keeps you engaged, and it gets you excited. And I really love that. From there, choose something to work on today. Maybe even separate your stuff out into 10-day segments. What things do you want to have in this 10 days and that 10 days and the next 10 days? But the key here to all of this is don't worry about if it is the next right step. I want you to focus on taking a step. Because you've chosen activities that directly relate to your goals, any of them will be a good choice. Just do something. Take action, any meaningful action. Okay, so that's the revision of my sticky note. In fact, I probably need to rewrite it now that I think about it. I love that concept of take action, any meaningful action. That is all for today's episode. Over the next 3 weeks, we are going to continue to dig into what it looks like to take next steps. We're going to talk social media. We're going to talk website revisions, course and coaching program creation, all of the things. And as always, I'm here to help. Whether that is with planning your next 100 days, getting your course finished, your coaching program created and implemented, or support in going through a course that maybe you've purchased that you just are trying to stay on track. I'd love to work with you. And I'll drop the links to the application so that we can see what next steps might be the most thoughtful, meaningful next steps for you. I cannot wait to read your application and help you make progress in your entrepreneurial journey. And I'll see you back here next week for another episode of the podcast where we are focusing on mentoring, community, and implementation so that we can remove the overwhelm of building a successful and profitable business and add in a dose of momentum. Until next time, have a healthy, safe, and happy week.